Well, hello everybody. Hi, and welcome to Starry Tarot. Happy Saturday to you all. Hi E. I hope you're doing super snazzy today. I got something today that you might already have. I don't know. If you're still watching, let me know that you're here, and I'll show you. Because I can't take a photo of it. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Sophie. I am your friendly tarot reader for today, this afternoon. Oh my goodness, did my selenite crumble? Good lord, that does happen sometimes. I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. Can I ask for advice about my lawyer, like personal advice? I have crushed on my lawyer. Is this like legal advice? If you're asking about how your lawyer feels about you on a personal level, yes, I can answer that. Even if they're even if they represent you legally, I have done readings like that before. So long as we're not asking like, will you win a case? I got the new iPhone today. Oh my god, I love the color so much. I got the light pale pink. At first, I was like, I don't really want the pink, but then I saw it like in person, and it's matte and really nice powder pink. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So I have a few different reading options for you guys to choose from. I answer many different questions, lots of romance questions, and interpersonal relationship questions. What about veterinary advice? It's not medical, and congrats. It's beautiful. Thank you, thank you. I was really torn between this or the blue, but I conceded with the blue, or sorry, with the pink, because girly. Veterinary advice? Hell no. That is medical. That is totes medical. I cannot give you veterinary advice, but I really hope that little apricot head's doing okay. I'm not a vet. You know that. So yeah, I have a few different options. I have them posted at the top of my chat there. If you are interested in a mini reading that consists of one question, it is 5 cards, and it is $7.77 if you use Cashapp, Venmo, or PayPal. Or if you need to use SuperChat, it's $9.99. She's fine, thanks. Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. Bye. You have a great rest of your night. So yeah, I have my mini reading if you are interested in that. I also have my full reading, which I really recommend. Honestly, I think that's the best number of cards. Like when I read for myself personally, which I try not to do, it's like going to a doctor. It's like doctors shouldn't diagnose themselves, right? I prefer to go to another reader, but sometimes another reader isn't around. I gotta take care of business. And when I do have a single question, I find that the most effective number of cards is almost always a 10 card spread. So I highly recommend the full reading, which is 10 cards. But it could also be split into 2 5-card readings if you wanted to do that. And that is $14.14. Again, if you use Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $20.20. Then I have my expanded reading, which is 15 cards. I highly recommend that if you've got a particularly multifaceted, deep issue. And I also really recommend it if your question is one of a spiritual nature, like what messages does spirit have for me. I really recommend 15 cards for that. And that is $21.21. Again, if you use Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. But if you need to use SuperChat, it is $29.29. And that can also be split into multiple questions if you would prefer. It can be 2 one 10-card question, one 5-card question, or 3 5-card questions. And then I have a few different options from my menu. I am a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know. It's something I have had mediumship capabilities for many years. I found a way to integrate them into my tarot practice about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's an honor for me to read any of your questions for any of you, but especially mediumship readings. I don't take that lightly, and it's it is a very special reading, and there's the utmost respect with us and within the chat itself. But if that is something that you are interested in, please let me know. As I mentioned earlier, I do answer a lot of romance questions. If there is somebody who I really recommend the soulmate confirmation reading if there's someone who you are currently interested in right now, or currently involved with. I wouldn't recommend it so much for a crush, although it's not the worst because it definitely leads you in the right direction. But soulmate confirmation is great if you've been dating someone for like a month and you're trying to see how deep it is, what the potential is. Hi Melissa from New Zealand. You lost your dear friend Travis suddenly on July 19th of last year. I'm so sorry for your loss, Melissa. Does he please have a message for me? Well, I don't know how long you've been watching this live stream right now, but I actually just talked about my mediumship readings that I give. And yes, I absolutely can do a mediumship reading for you. I have the information there right in the chat. Again, I'm so terribly sorry for your loss, love. But I can contact him. I would check beforehand. I can get in contact with 95% of those who I'm trying to communicate with who are on the other side. Sometimes people have reincarnated. Sometimes people haven't gotten to that level where they're able to communicate with me. But most of the time I can. But if you could give me his full name and his date of birth and date of passing, then I could check for you. And if he is available to communicate, I can absolutely do a mediumship reading for you. So the soulmate confirmation reading, and that doesn't just have to be for someone who you have a romantic inclination towards. We have soulmates that come in many, many different forms, different shapes and sizes and purposes and whatnot. And the soulmate confirmation reading, I can ask the soulmate confirmation reading in one of two ways. The first way that I can ask is just very direct. I directly ask your spirits, your angels, your ancestral guides if the person who you are interested in, involved with, is indeed a soulmate of yours. If the answer is yes, they'll explain why and in what capacity. If the answer is no, they'll explain why not. Alternatively, we can also ask your spirit guides and ancestors if they give their blessing towards this connection. If they do, it's a big deal. It's definitely not something to be taken lightly, as it's not something that they give out lightly. So his birthday is 19th of November, and he passed on the 19th of July. And what is his name? His name's Travis, and your name is Melissa. Could I get his full name, love? And a picture is also super helpful if you have it, but it's not mandatory. was something else I was going to mention. Yeah, so Spirit's blessing, if you get Spirit's blessing towards any connection in your life, it's definitely not something to be taken lightly. It means that you've basically gotten their approval. Travis Edward Simmons. Okay, and do you have a photo that you could email me or send to me over Instagram? If you don't, that's fine. Would Instagram be easiest for you? Probably would be. Either one's fine, my email or my Instagram, but here's my Instagram. This is my email. Yeah, the more information that you can provide, just those basic facts, the clearer it is for me to confirm if they are indeed available to communicate. And if he passed in July, it's been 9 months. That is so 9 months is actually quite. I don't want to say the term. Well, it's promising in the sense that after 9 months, that's typically around the time people are able to communicate from beyond. That's when they are able when they've processed their passing. That's it's not the same time frame for everyone. It is this is there's no rule book. This is just what I've observed through my professional practice over the past 5 years. But the ones that I haven't been able, the few that I haven't been able to get into contact with, either passed away long ago, like great grandfathers or grandmothers. They've likely reincarnated, and then there have been a few that I haven't been able to contact because they had just passed like days before. But then on the flip side, I have done mediumships and gotten in contact with folks who had passed like 1 week before, so it varies. Great, yeah, if you could do that. Oh, yeah, sorry, I guess Instagram, that's weird. I thought Instagram had loaded on my phone. So I'm sorry, love. I'm not trying to be difficult, but I got a new phone today, and my Instagram is not downloaded fully on my phone. Is there any way you could email it to me? Because that I can access. And, ooh, that's not good either. I need to. Sorry, one moment. Yeah, so I don't have access to my Instagram right now, Melissa. Um, oh, my Cashapp is still loading as well. Pause that. Um, this is loading. Yes, so I don't have access to my Instagram at this time. Melissa, I don't know if you're still there. I can do one of two things. Either you can send the image over to the email that I posted there, starry.ide_tarot@yahoo.com, or I can try and see if he is available to communicate without a photograph, because as I mentioned, it's not mandatory that I have a photograph. It just really helps. Um, so let me know, love. I also offer past life regression readings. I've been studying and practicing past life regression for many, 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 many years. As long as I've been able to read and not, I mean, well, I learned, obviously, I learned how to read before I learned how to read tarot. That would be crazy if not crazy actually, but very interesting if somebody learned how to read tarot before they were able to actually read. No, that would be impossible because you wouldn't know the meanings of the words. Anyway, now I'm just babbling. But I have been studying and practicing past life regression therapy for many, many, many years. And I have noted, I think I've seen like one or two other tarot readers offer past life regression readings. I should probably order one from them and see how they are. But I don't know if many people know this, but past life regression is an actual type of therapy that was developed by a psychotherapist, Dr. Helen Wambach. May she rest in peace. And it is an actual psychological therapeutic modality. And I had been doing past life regression using guided meditation, and I have been regressed using being guided meditatively. Um, and a couple of years into the beginning of my channel, start of this channel, I realized that a lot of the readings that I was doing, especially if I was doing like a general reading, like a spirit reading for someone, oftentimes the messages that I would get from spirit would be illustrating I would get visions, the visions that I would get when I would do past life regression. So I essentially discovered a way to integrate tarot into my ability to do past life regression. And past life regression is absolutely fascinating, and I highly recommend it at least once for everyone. It's so therapeutic, so helpful, and it can be done with any intention. It doesn't have to be asked, for what's the past life of mine that would help me, navigate my life the best. I tried to send a picture. I followed you. Can't seem to send photo. Was that over Instagram, Melissa? Because I don't have Instagram on my phone right now. I got a brand new phone today. That's the yay part. The nay part is my apps are not all fully downloaded on my phone. They're still downloading, and there's quite a few that need to download. And Instagram is one of them. So I cannot access my Instagram right now. I can access my email. So if you want to send it via email, I can do that, or I can just check without a photograph if you want to do that. It's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. But I don't have access to my Instagram just at this time. I'll have access to my Instagram like tonight, like later this evening. It's not gone. My phone is still reconfiguring, hasn't fully like downloaded all of my apps. But yeah, past life regression readings can be done really with any intention, any purpose. I've done past life regression readings for folks for myriad different reasons. They're super helpful in explaining like irrational fears or inexplicable affinities that we may have towards certain cultures or ways of thinking or type of art, you know, you name it. I've definitely discovered some amazing things in my soul's history, my soul's tapestry through past life regression, and I've guided a lot of my clients with some fantastic past life readings. A couple of great suggestions that I love is having spirit illustrate a past life of yours that was either that was your favorite, or was like the most fortunate, the most lucky, the most successful, the most fulfilling. Conversely, it's also very interesting to ask spirit to illustrate the past life of yours that was the most challenging, that was the most difficult. I highly recommend that if you're ever feeling, if anyone's ever feeling a need for a gratitude, a boost in gratitude, because whoa, yeah, I've definitely done some past life regression readings that were quite difficult. And as a reader in general, for those who haven't had readings from me, I am very, very, very brutally honest. I don't sugarcoat. I'm not here to tell you that you were a princess in your past life or a king. Like, if you were, I'll tell you, but chances of you being an actual member of nobility, possible, but, you know. And that's what I've noticed with a lot of past life regression readers that I've seen on YouTube using tarot is everyone seems to be a queen or a princess or a high priestess or of some type in their past life. I'm not, and that's not to say that none of y'all were in a past life. Like, I have every reason to believe that there was likely a past life where you have something very dynamic, and we all do. But just the stories sometimes get repetitive, and I start to wonder, are these really past life readings or what's going on? But so yeah, the variety in which I've seen, in which I've observed with doing past life readings is phenomenal. My knowledge of anthropology, sociology, history, geography is, I wouldn't say limited. I'm well educated. I'll give myself that. But I didn't major in like history or any specific type. Well, I minored in art history, but I didn't major in history or like anthropology or sociology. So yeah, I have definitely had visions of places that I am not familiar with, and then when I do more research of what I've seen, I can actually like locate what I'm seeing. Just absolutely fascinating and really healing in a really deeply introspective way. As I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of questions regarding romance and love and amorous inclinations. For that, I recommend my love spread. Hi, Wendy. How are you doing? Speaking of love, hi, love. How are you? Happy Saturday to you, and happy spring. Happy first day of spring, love. My goodness. Um, I You're the first person I said that to today, and I am so ready for it. Oh my gosh. It's funny because the whole past week it's been like 80 degrees every day, and it just got a little chillier today. Oh, hey, girl, I got a new iPhone today. I got the new one. It's like, isn't this the prettiest shade of pink? First, I was like, no, I don't want a pink phone. I thought it would probably be like rose chrome or something, but it's this lovely shade of pale, like powdery pink, and I think it's perfect, and I love it. And I haven't had a new phone in like a very long time, much needed. I'm having a great spring day. Just donated for 10 cards. You did. Am I not getting notifications? Give me one moment, Miss Wendy. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, and we are back. And thank you so much, Wendy. Yeah, my phone hasn't fully, I literally just got it today. So my phone, the PayPal app downloaded, Cashapp still hasn't downloaded, but it wasn't sending me notifications. But I think that's because they were turned on, but I wasn't logged in to my PayPal account. But you got the, oh my God, you got the purple one. I was like I was torn between the blue, the purple, and the pink, and I opted for the pink. But I love the purple one too. Oh my God, and the matching. I love the matching headphones too. Super cute. Melissa, you're sorry you can't send it. That's fine, Melissa. We're going to do Wendy's reading, and if you want to stick around, I can check and see if Travis is able to if we are able to communicate with Travis. And then you can decide if you would like to do a mediumship reading. And I don't know if I rang my bell already, but I'll ring it again. Miss Wendy, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Actually, Wendy, did you want a 10-card reading, or did you have 2 questions? Did it end today, Mercury retrograde? And we are using what I refer to as my Slavic tarot deck. It is a Slavic tarot deck. That's why I refer to it. I believe it is from Ukraine. It just says it was made in the EU, but it's in some Slavic language, maybe Russian. I don't know. But it has very beautiful art. Yesterday, okay, so we're jumping into spring and we're leaving Mercury retrograde, thank God. My card for today is the Ace of Pentacles. That's what we like. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with Mercury retrograde's ending? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the end of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What does Wendy need to leave behind with the ending of Mercury retrograde? All right, love. We have King of Wands reversed, 5 of Wands reversed, 8 of Cups reversed, 8 of Pentacles reversed, the Magician reversed, 7 of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Empress reversed, 6 of Cups reversed, and 7 of Swords reversed. Okay, you know, there's normally an alarm when we see this, you know, when we see, and I know there is an imbalance in reverse cards, but think about the question you asked. What do you need to leave behind with this ending? So this doesn't surprise me. You know, we're asking what needs to be let go, what needs to be shed. Starting with this King of Wands reversed and the 7 of Pentacles reversed, These are action cards. Thank you, Melissa. I will check when I am done with this reading. Thank you very much. Starting with this King of Wands reversed energy. The energy of the King of Wands reversed is usually a one of doubt, one of self-doubt, doubting one's capabilities, or doubting one's agency. But with wands, yeah, it's definitely about the actions that we take, and the energies that we express. And this could be a feeling of, because with the Seven of Pentacles right underneath, Seven of Pentacles is a feeling of slow progress, like almost like watching paint dry, or watching a plant bloom. Like that actually is the traditional artwork. Is a dude is planting, he plants a shrub, and he's just sitting there waiting for it to flower. And so it is indeed, spirit is not saying that you haven't made any progress. That's not what they're saying. They're saying that the progress that you have made, you correct me if I'm wrong, you may feel like it's taking a long, it's like a long time coming. Like you of course you've seen the fruits of your labors and your efforts in your life, but you're an extremely hard worker, and you are definitely, I would say, very masterful and mindful with your energy, and very tactful in terms of where your energy is spent and how. I feel like I keep waiting for the perfect timing to move forward. Yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you on your level, and on a personal level. Like I 100% get that. Yeah. Because I am seeing this Eight of Cups reversed, and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. We'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, we've got this Five of Wands reversed with the Hermit. This Five of Wands reversed is definitely about letting go of self-doubt, inner conflicts, because when I see the Five of Wands reversed, I feel like that's indicative not of external conflicts, but one within oneself. A lack of peace, lack of focus on or feeling as though that there's a lack of focus on staying on the path that one wants to stay on. And when we have the Hermit right underneath it, the Hermit's, a card of deep contemplation, and the truth. You just type the word true. Yeah, it's gaining clarity. It's seeking the truth, and you're seeking knowledge, not just from within, but also practical knowledge. I'll be honest. What I'm seeing here, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of the practical knowledge that you need in order to get things moving in these Eight of Cups and Eight of Pentacles directions, that I'll get to in just a moment. I feel like you are very capable, and do have a lot of the information and intel that you need to make a move, make a job change. But yeah, I do see something holding you back, and I'm seeing it right here in the center, starting with this Eight of Cups reverse, with the Empress reversed. Shatiria, hello, welcome. Starting with this Eight of Cups reverse. Eight of Cups is walking away, moving, leaving a situation, and it's challenging. No one ever said that the Eight of Cups upright wasn't a challenge. And I just received your donation, Shateria. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and add you really quickly here. There we go. Sorry about that. So this Eight of Cups, yeah, the Eight of Cups is, even in its upright position, it's moving, walking away from something, and it's tough, but you know you need to walk away from it. When it's in its reverse position, it's pretty much the same. You know that that you need to move to another place. You know you need, your soul is yearning for distant lands, but when it's reversed, it's still you're still yearning for that, but yeah, there's some hold back. Yeah, there's just a little bit more I need to wrap up. I have my bonus coming up, so I need that to pay out for sure, absolutely. And no need to rush things. No need to rush things either. Which leads me to this Empress reverse right here. No need to rush things. The Empress is definitely slow moving energy, and especially you being female, you know, a lot of times people don't really read the Empress in terms of like self agency. Melissa, I will check for your reading when I'm done. I will check to see if Travis is available to communicate with when I'm done with Wendy's reading. But I have to finish. I'm in the middle of Wendy's reading right now. Thank you. But when it comes to the Empress reverse, yeah, I feel like with the Emperor, people often, and it's true, it is a card of self sovereignty and agency, and I believe that the Empress is very much in that vein as well. Is the divine feminine version of that, and I'm not saying that that you don't have agency, or that you don't have control, or that you don't have capabilities. Nay, I'm not. That's not, and that's not what Spirit's saying either. They're just saying that, yeah, there are still some, like you mentioned your bonus coming up. There are still very practical things that need to happen before taking this Eight of Cups journey. But they are saying, but I am still getting a message that, and I'll get to it in a moment because it's the last row. I am still getting a message that while there are a couple ducks left to be, left in the row, so to speak, I guess, you're readier than you think, and this goes with your job as well. You've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed with the Six of Cups reversed. Eight of Pentacles is the old jobbo, steady paid work, and it's not that you don't want steady paid work anymore. You just don't want it in the same environment. With the Six of Cups reversed, the environment needs to change, and it needs to be somewhere that's aligned with your values, your core values, and we know it's out there for you. But the Six of Cups reversed, I think, especially in this context, so Six of Cups reversed is often indicative of having difficulty staying in the present moment, which can be hard when you're trying to plan a move, trying to plan a job change. That sound, that doesn't that seem like all, it's only about, staying focused on the future? Well, yes, it is about staying, focused on our future, but also utilizing the present in that, if that makes sense. Staying, you can stay focused in the present moment and still have your eye on the horizon. And in fact, the present moment can be utilized so well. I mean, the present moment's really all we've got. If we focus too much on the future, that can often lead to anxiety. we focus too much on the past, that can often lead to depression, regrets, sadness. And so the more we can stay in the present moment, I'm not saying that you don't stay in the present moment, this is just what I'm seeing in the cards here. And it is a difficult thing to do, especially when we are, like I mentioned, or you are planning something that does require, some serious strategy. I think too far ahead and then get overwhelmed. I didn't want to make this about me, girl, but that's been a big one for me. That's kept me from like making the big jump. Is I get overwhelmed and then I get to the point where I kind of burn myself out, and then I kind of waste time because I get so overwhelmed and burnt out on focusing on one thing, and so I'm doing my best not to do that, not to get to that point. That's been a huge thing for me this week, actually. I've just been like, do my best to stay in the present moment because we can harness the future so well staying in the present moment. And also with the Six of Cups reversed. Six of Cups reversed is also very similar with the Eight of Cups reversed in that it's just a general sign of having a difficult time moving away from something, even though you've wanted to move away from your job and where you are for a while. There is, the unknown can be scary. And this is where I'm seeing, when I get overwhelmed, I second guess everything. Yeah, I hear you. Me too. I never really realized that about myself. But I really second guess myself when I get overwhelmed. Yeah. And here's what I'm seeing here with this Magician reverse and the Seven of Swords reverse. This is telling me that what I said earlier, that you are readier than you think you are. Yes, your bonus needs to come in, but this Magician reversed is saying that you're not. It's not saying that you're not ready. It's saying that you've got the wands, you've got the pentacles, you've got the swords, you got the cups. There's nothing stopping you here for much longer. I don't know when this bonus is coming in, but I think also holding boundaries with time as time goes on, or not boundaries, and like timing with goals. If that's the last thing that you're waiting on here, then gear up for that being the time when you'll likely be shifting to another job or another country. And the Seven of bonus and PTO coming next month. Okay, so not too long at all. And then we've got this Seven of Swords reversed here that I just want a little bit of clarity on. The Seven of Swords reversed is, it's indicative of a desire to live more honestly. And when I say honestly, I don't mean that you're a dishonest person. I see it as your truth. Like living, like really walking to the beat of your own drum, really being, the main character in your story. You have a very clear vision of what your life's story is, I believe, and not a whole lot. That's a gift that not everyone can say that they have. A lot of people know they want something great out there, but they have no idea what it is. But you have a very clear idea, and that's a gift in and of itself. I feel like I'm living a lie every day at work. That's that Seven of Swords reversed. And that was the first thing I thought. I was like, Wendy, Wendy knows she's not a dishonest person. We all know Wendy's, a good girl, and you don't spread rumors or lies or anything. The only lies not lies, but the only truth that's not being completely heard right now is yours, or lived, I suppose. You're not living a lie, you're just not living your ultimate truth, which you will soon. You are so welcome. You're very welcome, Wendy. I'll be honest, this gave me a little bit of an extra push too myself. Like, girl, like it is. There are shifts. It is springtime. Like Mercury retrograde has ended. Like, yeah, no better time than the present, as my lovely synagogue leader says. No better time than the present. No better time than the present. Thank you again, my darling. Thank you, thank you. Much love and light to you. Miss Melissa, I am going to check on you for Travis. I will be right back. Thank you. Hi, Melissa. I don't know if you are still there, but I did not receive the image of Travis. Hey, speaking of living our truths. Hey, speak my truth. Hi, Miss Lorraine. How are you doing, love? So Melissa, I don't have the photograph. So I'm going to just check and see if he's available for communication without a photograph. I will be right back. Thank you. Okay, Melissa, I don't know if you're still here, but he is absolutely available for communication, Melissa. Um, he came right through. He came right through. So if you want to communicate with him, he is absolutely available. So please let me know um, if if you are if and when you come back. Thank you. Shateria, thank you for your donation, darling. Did you have two questions or did you want a 10 card reading? If Melissa is here, Melissa, I want to let you know Travis is available to communicate with. And he came through quickly, too. Shateria, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you, darling. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Lorraine. How is your Saturday? Sure, of course, Shateria. What do your guides want you to know? Absolutely. Angels, masters, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Dreams, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Shateria with any and all messages that she needs to hear at this time. Thank you. All right, we have the Chariot reversed, 8 of Cups reversed, 10 of Cups reversed, Page of Swords reversed, 5 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers reversed, King of Cups, 4 of Swords reversed, and Queen of Cups. Okay. So a lot of different energies here. Shateria, could you remind me what your sign is again? I'm blanking on what your sign is. But starting with the Chariot reversed and the Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot reversed is definitely a feeling that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I get a sense that you're Sagittarius. Okay, there's something in your life that, and I guess anybody could answer yes to this, but there's something in particular in your life that you feel is not moving forward, that is in a stagnant position. The wheels are not turning, and whatever this, I don't know if it's a person, if it's a job, if it's a housing situation, but it's something that feels like it's like you've done all that you can do, and you're not only are you not really seeing anything moving forward, but yeah, you've done all you can do. With this Knight of Pentacles right underneath, Spirit is saying like you've done everything one could do to possibly get whatever this is moving forward. And the Chariot reverse is also a reminder that there's only so much that we can have control over. Sorry, one moment. There's only so much that we have control and agency and power over in our lives. And I mean, most of it is, our own free will and our own agency. And you are a very powerful and dynamic woman, and you are, being a Sagittarius, you don't waste time. You're not a time waster, and you definitely, you don't let time pass you by, and you definitely take action where you see it's needed, and it looks like you've definitely taken the action, but you're just not seeing the results. And then I'm seeing this 8 of Cups reversed, and with the Lovers reversed, which is kind of making me think this may be a romantic situation here. first I thought it might be work related with this being the Knight of Pentacles, but I think the Knight of Pentacles is more indicative of the work that you and the energy you have put in, and Spirit is acknowledging, but Spirit's also saying, you've done all that you can do, and to get the wheels turning, and if they're not moving now, it's not that they'll never move, but you've done all you can. And it's emotionally put you in a place with this Eight of Cups reverse where, and I was actually talking about this with Wendy in my last reading, how the Eight of Cups upright is about is intuitively knowing that one should likely move on, move away, either literally, like move away physically, or separate oneself from someone, or emotionally separate oneself from something. And I'm talking about it in its upright position. We have it reversed. When it's reversed, it's still difficult. It's still something that's difficult to walk away from. It's just not walking away from it. Eight of Cups is actually taking that action, whereas when it's reversed, it's knowing that you should, but not taking that not turning your wheels in a different direction. And yeah, with this Lover's Reverse card underneath, the Lover's Reverse card is usually indicative of an imbalance, a disappointment, a detachment, an indecision regarding an attachment to someone or something. I'm really getting a strong energy of indecision here with this Eight of Cups reverse. Like I think it's your intuition and your heart are saying two different things. I think your heart is saying, well, the wheels aren't turning now, but if I wait, they'll possibly turn again or start turning the way I wanted them to. And then part of you is saying, if I saw this happening to someone else, I would likely see it from a different perspective and tell my friend or sister or whoever, like, that they should probably make the decision to walk away. And that's that logic, that's the intuition. But when the heart's involved, it mucks things up. And yeah, we've got a lot of emotions here. Right in the center, we have the Ten of Cups reversed, followed by the King of Cups right underneath. Ten of Cups reversed is a sign of present disharmony. We've got disharmony with the Lovers reversed, disharmony with the Ten of Cups reversed. Also an imbalance as well. Possible detachment, separation, disconnection. Just being on a different page than someone or something. Like if this is an entity, then this is a corporation or an entity that's not aligned with your goals and your values. If it's a person, it's someone whose their intentions, their dreams are not on the same page as yours, at least not at this time. Yeah, I furthermore think that this is something romantic because we have this King of Cups right underneath. I don't know if you're in. I know I read for you all the time, love, and I read for you not too long ago. I believe I read for you just the other night. I don't think I read about a specific romantic person for you. I could be wrong. So I'm not remembering if you're currently dating someone right now. But I feel like there is a romantic longing for someone, where there is either detachment, or you're thinking of detaching yourself, or there's been a lack of communication and or physical distance between the two of you. And yeah, I do see a disruption within your emotional center right now. This Page of Swords reversed, and yeah, and the Four of Swords reversed. I'm so sorry, love, that you're. I mean, and I don't know how much this is resonating for you, um, but if what if what I'm seeing, what I'm reading is resonating with you, I'm so sorry that you're going through these emotions, because yeah, the Page of Swords reversed is having a difficult time keeping one's head above the clouds when things are not going one's way, when things aren't super bright, super sunny, and it's also indicative of yeah, a lack of clarity, a lack of knowledge, the unknown, feeling in the dark. Thank you for your donation, Miss Trina. Trina, thank you very much, love. I appreciate you. Um, Let me quickly add you here. It is. Oh, oh, I'm not so well. Because I'm not sorry in the sense that I aim to be as clear as possible and just bring you guys clarity with every reading that I do for every person. But yeah, these are heavy emotions, and yeah, we've been there. I think we've all been there, and it's a disappointment. It's this four of swords reversed. It's, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this person is like their distance from you is really wearing on you. As I mentioned earlier, I don't know if it's no communication or just like limited communication. Perhaps he's pulled away, or if it's actual like no communication and like there's distance. But I do see um, I do see difficulties there, and with this Five of Cups is a feeling of loss. Um, the Four of Cups is somewhat similar in that the Four of Cups, she's looking down at three empty cups, but if she were to look up, she'd see that she does have a full cup. The five of cups is more lamenting like all five cups, feeling like all five cups are empty, but they're really not. Um, it's I am in a no contact situation with someone. Okay, okay, because then we've got this Queen of Swords right underneath. So it's not, because I am getting this message though of a decision that Spirit wants you to make. And if this is no contact already, you guys are already not speaking, and you're not together at this time. I think the decision that Spirit is pushing you to make is to, with this Queen of Swords card, I rarely, if ever, and I forget how long I've been reading for you, Shateria, but you've likely never heard me recommend spell work. I don't. I only believe in three different spells, and or agree with, I should say, um, and one of those spells I think is, it doesn't need to be done in spell work, but it's what I think Spirit is trying to convey here. I think they want you to do a cord cutting ritual with this person, because while it's clear in the cards and it's clear with what you're telling me that you guys are not speaking with one another, and so you guys aren't speaking, but what I'm also seeing in the cards is that it's causing you a fair amount of disappointment and sadness and longing, and if that emotional bind is still there, which it is, it can be very difficult to move on, to stay in the present moment, and move forward in your life, um, in in a more promising direction. Um, there's something else I was going to say there too. Yeah, I don't know if you've done a cord cutting ritual spell, and you don't necessarily have to do it in a spell work way. Um, but I have an incantation slash prayer on my, if you click on my community tab on my page, it's free. I just have it posted there. And I've told clients of mine to, I've suggested other clients of mine to use it, and they say I've used it. It's worked wonders. It doesn't always work the first time. Um, it has worked for people the first time, but sometimes it takes a couple of times, a few times. But um, and it also does take just some emotional. I don't want to say discipline, but like creating an emotional boundary with that Queen of Swords. Like things have already been cut off, you know, and I don't know how long they have been cut off, but Spirit's saying that it's not likely that it will be reignited, at least in the near future. And if that's the case, now's the time to take advantage of your present moment, which is always, it's always the time to take advantage of the present moment, and to try to untangle the emotional binds that are still there. Because it's not to say that there's two things there. If you cut the, some people are afraid to cut the cord because they're afraid of losing that attachment, even if they know and feel like it won't come back again, or they don't want it back again. And I know that fear, but here's the thing that I like about the cord ritual. Just because you cut a cord with someone emotionally doesn't mean that it's forever severed. It's just severed in terms of like right here, right now, this time, this place. If the two of you are meant to be together, then it's going to be a right time, right place situation, which is still possible. You know, I have a friend who's currently dating her, the guy who took her to her sixth grade dance, and she's like in her late 50s, early 60s. They've been dating for like the past 3 years. They're like totally in love. Talk about wrong place, wrong time. You know, they weren't, but they always liked each other throughout the years and reconnected. And now it's just right place, right time. And I'm not saying that it's going to take 50, 60 years. Just, you know, I'm just saying it's an example of, you know, two people can really like one another, but you know, time and place are of the essence as well. And don't fear cutting the cord, and fear like, oh well, then we'll never have a possibility, because it doesn't work that way. It's just severing the cord while, you know, if it's not faithful right now, then the cord will be severed and you can be set free emotionally. Um, if he is to return and the timing is right and it's meant to be, then the bond will readhere. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you, Shatiria. Thank you very, very much, love. I appreciate you. And yeah, that Eight of Cups reversed, I get that card a lot. Eight of Cups upright is already, as I mentioned, already tough. It's already a tough decision to walk away and sever a tie, at least for the time being. But Spirit's saying that it would really be very, very good for you, and would open up new pathways for you. Trina, thank you for your donation, Trina. Um, 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 um. All right, Miss Trina, thank you so much for your donation. So you donated $14.99 Australian dollars. So that converts to $10.56. So that would be a mini reading. That would be a 5-card reading. If you wanted a 10-card reading, that would, let me find out what the difference would be there. So that if you wanted a 10-card reading, that would be an additional $13.69 Australian. That comes to 2020 USD. Thank you very much, Trina. Thank you. Okay, love. So your question is, will you lose anyone who's very close to you? Okay, Trina, so your question is, will you lose anyone very close to you? What do you mean by that? Do you mean like death, or because I can't answer questions about death? That falls under medical. I can ask if someone's if someone's leaving your life emotionally. Okay. Yeah, I can ask that, sweetheart. Yeah, no problem. And what's your sign again? I'm sorry, you're an earth sign, right? Or am I tripping on that? Okay. Let's see. Taurus. Okay. Ancient masters and spirit guides. Is somebody will Trina lose someone close to her soon emotionally? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally soon? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose somebody close to her emotionally soon? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally soon? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally soon? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally soon? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally soon? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally soon? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally in the near future? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally in the near future? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally in the near future? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally in the near future? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally in the near future? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally in the near future? Ancient masters and spirit guides, will Trina lose someone close to her emotionally in the near future? Ten of Swords, Eight of Wands, Three of Swords reversed. Sorry, Three of Wands reversed. Three of Wands reversed. Ace of Cups reversed. Three of Swords. Seven of Wands reversed. Three of Cups. Knight of Wands reversed. King of Wands. And Five of Wands reversed. Okay. The way that I see tarot, I don't see myself as a fortune teller. I don't see any tarot reader as a fortune reader. I don't believe that I believe that the future is predominantly unwritten. I believe that tarot definitely picks up on current energies. Obviously, there's a reason why I read it and a reason why it continues to boggle my mind all the time. So what I'm seeing here are the current energies right now, and it does look like there is someone that you're going to lose in the near future. It definitely looks like it, which is leading me to think that this is possibly intuitive, that the signs have been there. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of get the sense that this has been something that you've been concerned about for a little while now. But yeah, the very first card, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is something coming to an end. It is an ending, and we then have it followed by the Seven of Wands reversed. Seven of Wands reversed is something that is no longer has the same, or someone, I should say, because we're asking about an individual. While they did have a lot of while there was something between the two of you that was quite strong, and that was defended in the sense of, like, this is something worth maintaining, this is something that I want to defend and continue. When the Seven of Wands is reversed, it's defensiveness in more of an intuitive way. I'm not saying that you're denying your intuition or doubting your intuition, but I did actually the last reading I just did was somewhat similar in that their spirit was acknowledging the importance of listening to one's intuition and not getting the wires crossed with one's heart, and that's likely that could be part of something that's going on here. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But with the Seven of Wands reversed, this seems more like an emotional deflection or defense regarding something coming to an end, losing someone emotionally. This Eight of Wands and Three of Cups is telling me that this is likely someone who you are still communicating with. Eight of Wands definitely being a communication card, and possibly someone who you still see in person with this Three of Cups. But there, I do see a withdrawal of energy with this Knight of Wands reversed. I feel like someone in your life has, while they are present in your life, to, at this time, to a certain degree, it's not as the communication, the energy is not as strong or present as it was initially. And this Three of Wands, is this male or female? It feels like male energy, and I'll get to that in just a moment. It does feel like male energy. So also Knight and King of Wands is giving me male energy, and I'm just sensing male energy. But I feel like it's masculine, but it could be feminine. This Three of Wands reversed is obstacles, lack of progress, limitations. So that could be why this person is going to be either they are going to be pulling their energies away, but what it looks like they already have started pulling their energies away. From what I'm seeing, like I'm seeing that they are someone who you currently do talk to. It's not someone who you're in no contact with, but it's also something that's just not as just doesn't feel as strong as it was in the past. Ace of Cups reversed with this King of Wands. We have Knight of Wands and the King of Wands, both masculine energies. Ace of Cups, we reversed. You asked if you were going to lose someone emotionally. Cups being the realm of emotions. This feels like, is it someone who I talked to till now? This looks like it is someone who you currently still talk to. I don't know how frequently you talk to them. Like it could be. It feels like someone who you still talk to from time to time, but you did talk to them more in the past. This is not someone who you've lost already, because the question was, are you going to lose someone emotionally close to you soon, in the near future? And this is what I'm seeing. So this would tell me that this is someone who is from what I'm seeing here, it looks like they've likely already started pulling their energies away. So, I would just analyze your friendships and your interpersonal connections and observe if anyone has been pulling their energies or emotions away, if that's something that you have been suspecting or feeling. If there is someone in your life that you have been suspecting or feeling that their energies are not as strong as they were in the past, it's likely that person. Because this does look like a gradual, not an immediate like ghosting. And I don't think they plan on ghosting you either. This looks like more of a gradual, like, tapering away of energies. And it feels like a fire sign, but I could be wrong. But they definitely someone with a lot of fire in their chart, with both this King of Wands and Knight of Wands reversed. But yeah, we then have this Three of Swords and this Five of Wands reversed. I'm sorry. Three of Swords is disappointment, heartache. The traditional artwork is just a heart with 3 swords in it. So it's, sorry, one sec. That it usually often shows up if there's someone that is separating themselves emotionally from someone. Three of Swords. It's sadness, separation, a relationship ending. And it's a pisser of a card. I hate the Three of Swords, but it's important to know that no matter how much pain that we may be feeling, we do have control over like the meaning that we give to to an experience, and what we learn from that. Is this any family member of mine? No, it doesn't feel or look like a family member. I'm not seeing like 10 of like I would have thought it was I would have and I thought about that too. I was looking for like family life, but like 10 of cups or 4 of wands, what's the other family card? 6 of cups. I'm not getting family cards here. This doesn't feel like a family member. This 5 of wands is telling me though that, and correct me if I'm wrong. I could be totally off the mark here. But 5 of wands reversed is inner conflicts usually coming to an end. And restoring peace eventually. But the 5 of wands reversed is also about staying focused on your own path and listening to your intuition, listening to the conflicts within you, the things that are troubling you, analyzing what prompted you to ask the question, and you don't have to answer me. That's completely, that's your thing. Whether I don't know if it was you felt something intuitive, or you saw something, or sensed something, or had a dream, or were told something by another reader. I don't know. But I am seeing that it looks like there's someone who's already starting to pull back emotionally and energetically from you. And like I mentioned, I don't want to say, I don't mean to, like, it's not that they're like dragging this out, but it's not going to be like you're not going to get ghosted. You're not going to just be cut off immediately and left in the dark. It's more over time. You're just going to notice far less interaction with them than what you're used to with your, because we have different rhythms with communications with people in our lives. We text certain people like every day, and other people every few days, sometimes every few months, depending on who the people are in our lives. I think that's another thing that would be important to look at here as well is, your communications with others at this time, and if those are, how steady those have been. If some of them are in balance, maybe, it's possible that it could be them. But it certainly doesn't feel like a family member. It feels more of a masculine nature. Definitely feels masculine. And it doesn't feel like it's like someone's trying to hurt you intentionally by any means. It doesn't feel like mean, vindictive energy. It feels more like just someone pulling away. And some people do it gradually. Some people just walk away. Some people make a big thing out of, like have a talk about it. This person, I feel like it's something that they're not super. It's not something that they want to really like talk about and explain. And it's not to say that they're not, that they don't have any emotional depth or care. It's if they do, they don't want to hurt you with they don't want to have a fight or a conflict where there shouldn't be conflict. It's more they are just they have room for a certain number of people in their lives, and as we get older and busier, we make room for others. And I don't feel like this is a best friend of yours of many years. This feels like someone who you may have known at the very longest, maybe a year or two. I'm not trying to dismiss it by saying that, or make it seem like less important. But this doesn't feel like someone who you've known for many years, which is furthermore why I don't think it's a family member. Is this any romantic partner? It does feel like a romantic partner ending. Yeah. I don't know if you're currently seeing someone or if you're talking to someone who you have a crush on, but it feels like masculine energy. It feels, and it feels like disappointment in the realm of like, yeah, romance, as opposed to like hurt feelings, like a platonic friend. Um, Feels like expectations not being met. So yeah, is there someone who you're talking? We and you don't have to answer, but yeah, if there's someone who you're talking to that you have like a crush on or something like that, and you sense that maybe he's pulling away, that's the energy that I'm getting. Is it's someone who you have feelings for, um, and that's not to say that they don't have feelings for you. I didn't ask that question, um, and it doesn't feel like that in the energy. It doesn't feel like someone, like I said, it doesn't feel like they're mad at you or angry or hurt. It's more just like, as I mentioned, just like very busy lives, and just, it's happened to me, girl. It's happened to me with friends and with lovers, where I any third party. I did see the Three of Cups. I did see the Three of Cups. So, and I was kind of wondering about that Three of Cups. I didn't want, because when I third parties they're a huge assertion to make, but I did see the Three of Cups, and I usually see the Three of Cups upright, not so much as a third party card, but with the other cards, it felt potentially like that. Third party in the sense that this could be someone you have a crush on, and they could possibly like someone else. Um, are you currently dating someone right now? No. So if it was a third party, then yeah, then it would be a crush, but an unmatched crush. Um, yeah, possibly moving in another direction. Yeah, and that could possibly be what this person is not wanting to talk about, and why they don't want to have a talk with you and say, hey, I don't want to talk to you, because it's not so much like that, but it's more they see things going in a direction with someone, and who knows if they will, but um, it's more that I think they've got their eyes on someone, and they don't want to hurt you. They don't want to hurt you and disappoint you, but um, they also don't want to lead you on at the same time. Um, so yeah, I would just examine your interpersonal relationships right now, um, and see where this resonates. Okay, love. Thank you so much, Trina. I appreciate you very, very much. I hope I brought you clarity there. And we just received another donation from Shateria. Thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate you as always. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Shateria. Oh, there she is. How does Johnny Bonner feel about me? Did you want me to just ask how he feels about you, or did you want me to do the love spread, the thoughts, feelings, and intentions? And do you know his sign? That's fine. That's all good. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? We have 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords, the Hanged Man reversed, and 2 of Cups. Whoa, this is complicated. This is very complicated. Okay, starting with your current energies, we have the 10 of Cups, which is what you want to see when you're doing a love spread. And it doesn't surprise me. Usually, when almost always when someone asks for a love spread on someone, they're usually asking about someone who they like. Sometimes it's someone who they're like, oh, I hope they don't like me. But oftentimes it's someone who they like, and I should be nay. Every time for the past 5 years I've been doing this professionally, every time I do these love spreads, the current energy is almost always 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, the Lovers, something warm, and I see that. I see that you feel, in general, you feel like there's a lot of romantic potential between the two of you. And is there a romantic past between the two of you? Because his general energy, we have the 2 of Cups. And yeah, the 2 of Cups is definitely a very strong love card. Arguably my favorite. It's divinely ordained love. It is a deeply romantic union between two people. So that's his general energy towards this connection right now. Now, this is where I'm just like super confused. We have the 7 of his thoughts towards you. We have the 7 of Swords. This is my least favorite card in the deck, period. Like, regardless of if we're talking about love, finance, career, romance, whatever the case may be, 7 of Swords is not good. 7 of Swords is manipulation, lies, deceit, betrayal. So I don't know if he's thinking that you are lying to him or are betraying him, or if he's thinking that he's hiding something from you. I'm not quite sure, but there's a lot. I don't want to say there's mind games going on here, but there's a lot of, you guys are heavily on each other's minds. His feelings towards you at this time we have the Three of Swords. You guys dated, didn't you? I'd be really hard pressed to think that you guys didn't date, because the Three of Swords is disappointment, heartache, separation, things not panning out the way that one wanted to, feeling hurt, feeling brokenhearted. His intentions towards you, we have the Hanged Man reversed. That's telling me that at this time, whatever capacity he is in your life right now is likely where he's going to stay, at least in the immediate future. I don't see him really having intentions. The Hangman reversed is kind of like, is essentially having no intentions, not taking action, not trying to see things from a different perspective. I see someone who still has feelings for you, very strong feelings for you, but someone who also feels betrayed and hurt. Does this resonate, Shateria? It definitely feels, if this is someone who you haven't dated, then I'm gonna be even more confused, because what I'm seeing is two people who still definitely have very strong affections for one another, very, very strong. But he's heartbroken. Yeah. So I don't know if this is no contact, no communication right now. But yeah, he's heavily on, you're heavily on his mind. And yeah, while he still definitely loves you, he has not moved, and he hasn't moved on. That's also part of the Hangman reversed, is he hasn't moved forward. He's stuck. He's stuck in suspension. He hasn't moved on to someone else or anything. Or if he has, if you've like heard that he's dating someone or something, it's either BS or not happy. I'd be really surprised if he was seeing someone. He's really in a place of hurt right now. So yeah, he's wavering between, he still loves you. I dare I say he's still in love with you, but it's no contact. Yeah, but he's also still hurting, still grieving the ending, and there's likely some fear there, in trying to start things again. As much as I think he would like that, it also really scares him, because he is so afraid of getting hurt again. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you, love. Thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate you, and glad that resonated, and I definitely hope I brought you some clarity there. Thank you. That's so annoying. Oh, that's what I should do. All right. So the donation list is currently open. Yes, so the donation queue is currently open, so whoever makes a donation next will be read for next. Yeah, and I also offer private readings. I offer two different types of private readings. I do Zoom readings, so those are scheduled by appointment only, and it's just one on one, me and you. You can give me all the backstory and context you need, and we can just get to the bottom of things. There's no limit to the number of cards we pull or the number of questions we answer. If we need to, if you need extra time, I can usually accommodate that. So yeah, if you are interested in scheduling a private one-on-one Zoom reading with me, please either email me or message me over DMs on Instagram to schedule that. I also do offer private readings at no additional donation amount. Just send me your donation with your question, and I can read your question for you in about 2 to 3 hours. The longest turnaround is 24 hours, no longer than that. That's for reasons of convenience. Obviously, if you don't see me online and you have a question, you can just send it in and I can answer it for you. And both readings, obviously, they're private readings, so they offer that level of privacy and discretion that you just can't get in a public live stream. So if there's something that is on your mind that you would like some clarity on, that you don't particularly want to share with the public, that is fine. I always take private readings offline. That's not a problem. So yeah, donation queue is open, everybody. If you are interested in a reading, please let me know. Thank you. All right, everybody, it is that time of night. Where I do last call for all donations. Last call tonight for any and all donations. If you have a question, now would be the time to ask it. Last call tonight, last call for any and all donations. Thank you very much. Last call tonight for any and all donations. Thank you. Last call tonight for all donations, everybody. Last call, thank you. Last call tonight, last call for any and all donations. Thank you very much. Last call for all donations, everybody. Last call, thank you. Last call for all donations. Last call, everybody. Last call for all donations. All right, looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. Thank you all so much for such a wonderful night. Love and light to all of you, and I will likely see you all again tomorrow evening.